Social context. The school of the elite. The military academy. As Donald Trump enters the military academy at the age of 13, he becomes involved with an extremely brutal Vietnam War veteran, Theodore Dobias. Trump later describes Dobias' method of education as such. At the time, Dobias beat someone black and blue. It was not like it is today when you hit someone and are sent to jail. He could be a nasty asshole. He trashed us mercilessly. One had to learn how to survive. In military schools such as this, he trashed us mercilessly. One had to learn how to survive. In military school such as this, an ideal of masculinity that praised dominance and self-discipline was indulged. Emotions have no place there, and the intellectual aspects of an education are simply ignored. This kind of treatment leaves an imprint. During these years, any type of emotional life was beaten out of Donald Trump. Despite these experiences, Tobias does not leave behind any negative feelings in Trump. On the contrary, he identifies with the ex-soldier and stresses that with this experience he could successfully lead his life as a winner. This experience not only makes Donald Trump emotionally insensitive, but also confirmed him as a winner. A sentence from Tobias became a life motto of Donald Trump. Trained the boys in baseball and football and thought them that winning is not the most important thing, but rather the only thing. Based on my practical experience, I assume that both the indoctrinations from Fred Jr. and those from Tobias impact Donald's behavior. The following statement from Tobias about Trump fits with this. Donald was a boy full of longing and ambition who just always wanted to be the first in everything. And he wanted to see that the other noticed that he is always the first. Donald Trump himself even describes his time at school time as follows. I was an elitist person. When I then graduated from school, I was a very elitist person. The American education system, a school of the American dream. In addition to these ideals of the military education, American society develops an education ideal in which doing is more valid than thinking. The outward presentation of one's person becomes important rather than thinking and reflection. The excessive materialism in American society is especially promoted in the upbringing and education, because professional success is what counts. The state of New York formulates a following education plan at the end of the 1950s. Young people should be educated so that each student must seek a particular course towards self-improvement in which one learns something about how one fits in with the crowd and how one becomes popular. The combination of a military education and the American education model yields the conditions that mold a person such as Donald Trump into the person he is today. And a third social component comes into effect already at the end of his school time: the power of the media. At the conclusion of his school time, Donald Trump's baseball team wins a game in which Trump plays an essential role. He was described as the match winner in the local newspaper and was highly praised. For the first time, he is an object of the media, and this kick is a spark that ignites the constant self-marketing of Donald Trump. He says the following 50 years after this mention in the newspaper: "How many people are in the newspaper? No one is in the newspaper. It was the first time that I was ever in the newspaper. I found it fascinating." For him, this fascination has endured to this day. Furthermore, the following occurs: the notice in the newspapers make him into something real and into a hero for people who could only dream of this. This fame confirmed for Donald Trump that he is someone special. He recognizes how strong the need of many is to achieve such fame, and he can constantly show his father how he recognizes how strong the need of many is to achieve such fame, and he can constantly show his father how extraordinary he is. The objective of perpetual self-marketing also becomes realistic as a fundamental transformation is taking place in mass media at the same time. Fame is being democratized. Not only stars and politicians have the privilege to be in the media. Anyone who cleverly employs media has this opportunity. Another individual who strongly influenced Donald Trump is Reverend Vincent Peale with his book The Power of Positive Thinking. This evangelical minister is not interested in the Bible, but rather develops a mentality in which everything is only viewed positively. Everything negative must be suppressed. Every defeat is a success. The past no longer exists. Only the future is of interest. A person is never guilty, only the others are always guilty. Oneself in the greatest and the best. Only one's own ego is important, and the other people are idiots who one can use for his purposes, and the other people are idiots who one can use for his purposes. This ideology from Pastor Peale was precisely the still necessary script for Donald Trump to evolve into a socialized psychopath.